Okay, so this is my revised 2-year update. I've been on a bit of a downer of late. Long story short, um, I'm not doing any of the good things anymore, and I haven't for quite some time. Habit formation is really tricksome for me. So I have spent the last 2, 3 days, 4 days maybe, learning about habit formation and the neuroscience behind it all and stuff. Um, I went to Singapore for 2 weeks about last year in November, the end of November. Did really well. Did the iFly indoor skydiving thing and stuff, and on the beach, and it was lovely holiday. Um, and then this year, it's been Ian's had cancer. He's now recovered from his op for the most part. He's still got a few niggles, and he's got to have a second round of chemo. But everyone is really pleased with how he's responding to treatment. He's like, like the ideal patient for recovery, for the things that he's doing and everything and stuff. So everyone's really happy with him. I'm still seeing David. It's been off and on. Well, I say off and on. We're not really together, but ever since the beginning of COVID, it's going well. And I've basically, my flat's in a state because Ian had his hospital operation up in Bristol, and that meant that because I went up there to see him and I brought him home with me on public transport, it meant that I had to have a bit of recovery, and then my knee got really bad, and I think that's contributed to why I've been a bit flat of late, because I've been resting my knee and I've not been able to do things that I'm used to doing, so it feels like another lockdown. So I've gotten a bit flat because of that. And awareness has hit me recently that the world is passing me by. I've not slept very well for about 10 days in a row. I've improved that the last 4 days, but prior to that, so things have just kind of been getting on top of me a little bit. The only thing that I have kept in all this time was all since we knew about Ian's diagnosis, I went straight onto the keto diet, and I've managed to adhere to that, apart from 1 to possibly 3 days at worst of eating, of carb bulking just before my period, and that's partly because I watched a documentary about how that actually can be beneficial for some of the period hormones for a woman. This month I only did it 1 day, and I feel fine. I'm slowly losing weight. I've started looking after my face skin, like cleaning, toning, moisturizing, which is something that I've not really had the extra to do these last 9.5 years with ME, so that's something new that I'm doing. I've also got a car now. I got rid of the scooter because I just did not get on with it. It was too much adrenaline and too much physical. With the car, the big things that I've done with it is I was able to take a bunch of stuff to the local dump in Bridport. I can drive to Bridport or Crewkerne. I can do a big food shop, excuse me, and then drive home. And the other thing was I drove to Crewkerne, walked down from Mum and Ian's down to the train station, 2 trains to Bristol, 2 nights over in Bristol, with bag on my back all this time, and a dodgy knee. And then when we came home, we left the hospital about midday-ish, and it was 2 trains, a bus, walking up the hill, and then I was able to, like, sat in the car for about 5-10 minutes, and then I just turned around and drove home. And the first day I took for rest. The second day I could have made myself do things, but I didn't. But the third day I was able to do the washing up and stuff, and it wasn't really any effort, to be honest. But then I got annoyed with this knee not getting any better. Went to the pharmacist, and yeah, so hence I've been proper resting ever since, which has been frustrating. The last couple of days, instead of just waking up, coffee, YouTube, I've been waking up, thinking of gratitude and self-love thoughts, doing my diary that I used to do, but I'm doing it in my head whilst the kettle's boiling. And then once the kettle's boiled, I put my cup of coffee down and I do some qigong. Then I sit down and do a 10-minute meditation, both external meditation and internal meditation. And then today, for the first time, I watched a couple of short videos, and then because of cold exposure, daylight exposure, and it's a little bit of exercise, and it's something that I want to do to build a new habit. I just did, and also because of my knee, I just did a very short round the block up to the forest along and back, just to get out the house, just to get some fresh air, and hopefully that will help me also have deeper sleep tonight. I'm going to draw up some posters for routines, a house cleaning schedule. I'm not going to stick to it initially, because I've got everything's just like chaos, but it's going to be, I'm making it for when I do get all of this sorted out and more things go to the dump and I get to put everything back. I will have that poster to refer to at a later date. So that's pretty much where I am. I've recognised that I need to be self-employed, so as soon as I've got my flat sorted out and as soon as I've got these habits and I'm able to use discipline and habit to help me keep these routines even when I'm feeling quite bad, because that's the thing, quite often, every time that I've tried to do these routines and habits before, I have a bad day, couple of days, depression kicks in or what have you, and I just throw everything out the window. So so as soon as I got myself and my flat somewhat organised, then I'm going to pick up the study for this course. I'm getting the money this winter that my mum's been looking after. It'll come under my control now that it's a small enough amount. And so yeah, that's where we're at really for the time being.